did we do today, Alan?
We had the utmost pleasure of driving to Barton Peveril College because our mate Donna, who's one of
Our mate Donna,
Donna Bennet, is she a lecturer or a teacher?
I don't actually know what they call them in college.
No, I don't know. Anyway, she runs the Young Enterprise scheme, and we were asked to come and run a bit of a session, which was on...
It was on sales, actually, which is not, as Alan said, not your usual bread and butter, but in terms of confidence and sales and talking to people and being all about your brand, that's kind of what we're about anyway. So yeah, Donna said, could you come along, give them a bit of a shake-up? So we did.
And we all have to sell within our business, don't we?
Absolutely. And we've learnt that very much from Kieran and Rachel McKenna, who was on the podcast a couple of weeks ago, about selling doesn't have to feel icky. And actually, going along to talk about a bunch of 16 and 17-year-olds about, being natural with sales and not making it feel icky. Because actually, the one big thing that people are worried about was not their product, not how they're selling it, the actual, the mechanism for selling. It was about being confident and not being embarrassed in front of their peer groups. Now, to give some context, they have a pop-up fair next week, Christmas fair next week in the college, and they have to set up their stands and they have to sell to their peers in the college, and there are a good couple of thousand of kids in that, and they're all worried about, what if I'm embarrassed, what if I don't know what to say, what if people think it's stupid, what if people they don't come up pass and by, all of those feelings, because let's face it, when you're a teenager, that is the worst feeling in the world.
Well, I think it is, and I think if I was 16, I'd be thinking the same. Actually, I remember being what I was doing at 16, and I was loosely okay with it. But
Shocker.
That's me. But it did also, one of the other things that entered into my head was a few of our guests on the podcast have all said this, Laurie, Jackie and Julie, and talked about the benefits of drama.
Yeah.
And so shocker, perhaps if you're going into your own business, you should study drama. And
well, it's mainly because you put a slide on an activity in which I think we all feel the same, is that idea of role play. Let's do a role play activity, guys. I don't want to do it.
Well,
and you can see everyone sinking into their chairs going, don't make me do it.
Yeah, but the thing about role play is like, do you know what? I thought this when I was dealing with kind of one of the objections from one of the youngsters there.
The young
people. I was thinking about this. Do you reckon, so David Beckham, my lookalike, do you reckon, true story fact.
Twice he's been called that recently.
Twice in 2 weeks.
Can his head get any bigger? Two, very drunk, might I add.
No one was drunk. Other than me.
Apparently the Finnish guy was drunk.
Oh, I don't think he was. Sorry.
Thought he was David Beckham. Whatever.
And then a guy in the pub in Winchester on Saturday night thought I was David Beckham. No, they didn't think I was David Beckham. They just said I looked like David Beckham.
Not a chance.
Anyway, but I have an album on my phone for bad looky likeys. So I love a bad looky likey. The point being that when David Beckham wanted to score a goal, right, for a free kick, he practiced free kicks. So why would we not practice what we're doing in our business? I think the challenge is a bit like homework. We talked about this in our newsletter at schools being changed to self-study. Problem is role play has that kind of icky feel, like sales has that icky feel associated to it. And yeah, it doesn't matter. But if we change what it's called, then all of a sudden it's okay, So homework became self-study at our daughter's school, and it's fine. And so does role play need to be named practicing, or the David Beckham effect,
And one of the activities we took, so they did a little bit of role play, but they had to set up their stand as though they're at the fair in a couple of weeks' time, next week's time, sorry. And it was about understanding how it looks, how it feels, what they're going to do. They're going to make eye contact. They're going to say hello, say thank you for coming to visit, those kind of things, because it's just not natural. And we started off with this kind of radio silence going, hello.
It was painful.
It
was painful.
But by the end of it, especially when we did a little bit of an exercise working on what you're actually selling, and this is again something we've discussed long and hard with Rachel and Kieran as well. It's that what's the sizzle and what is the thing. So you're selling, and one of the kids teams were
you pick youngsters, but kids is okay.
So easy to do it. We're
please let us know in the comments what's worse, kids or youngsters.
Their team was selling throws and leopard print pillows and all that kind of, which is really, really cool. But what are you selling? Are you selling a pillow or a throw?
Let's role play that. We're selling. You come up and go,
oh, hello. What are you selling here?
Do you want to buy a cushion?
No, not really.
Oh, okay. Can I have your email address for our mailing list?
No, sod off.
All right. Thank you for stopping.
Yeah, bye.
Right.
That's how it could be and could go, and you get a lot of radio silence to these things because if you don't engage, if you don't put yourself out as being memorable, how are you going to be remembered, and how are they going to want to give you that money? That whole no like trust thing that we talk about all the time. But it was about understanding what they're selling and that feeling and emotion behind their products. So Alan had mentioned to one of the team.
I worked with them on this idea.
About the idea of hygge, and hygge being warm, cosy feeling, that feeling of just being content and sort of hunkering down in the winter and throws and hot chocolates and stuff. So we went talk that through, and you could see them kind of clicking as, oh yeah, I get that. A, because it helped them to market what they're selling. B, to think of other products that they could be adding to their lines moving forward. And C, how to set up their stand. So a suggestion we gave them was to potentially take a big screen with them, or TV screen with them to the fair next week. They've got electricity, and put on a background, a screen screen of like a fireplace, a burning, crackling fire, just to bring that feeling to life. No?
No, I'm laughing because it's all right. It was a couple thing. But no, you're right. I'm not disagreeing with you. It was just something that happened. I was like, oh, that's a couple thing. Anyway, but exactly that. And it's like, I sell cushions, but I want to talk about hygge. I'm an expert in hygge. I sell cushions. And we've had this conversation quite a lot recently, isn't it? And it's like, what's more likely to start up a conversation, right? Because we all know it's all about people, it's all about connection. But fundamentally, at some point, you want to sell something, hopefully. And for these guys, yeah, do you want to buy a cushion, or we are the foremost experts at Barton Peveril School on hygge?
Well, even if it's not, it just opens up the conversation to a black and white transaction of, do you want this thing, yes or no? No, I don't, off I go. Or actually inviting that conversation and connection and kind of understanding
feeling
where they're at. Are they even a ballpark area of the type of customer I might want to work with? They may not like that exact product there, but in the future, I still might want to talk to them. So it's just thinking a little bit wider than I just sell this.
Right, we need to mention all 4 stands because we're going to link to them all in the description below.
One of the biggest thing for me,
I'm literally still talking.
Is how we're old and social media comes so naturally to the younger generation. Go.
Anyway, all 4 are linked below. So we had, can you remember their names? We had the leopard print cushions and throws company, who were called?
Amiga Covers.
We had the Christmas kind of merch decorations cushion covers company.
Seasonal supplies.
Then there was the young ladies who were selling the Pamper box.
Something Comfort.
Something Comfort.
I'll add them below.
Southern Comfort.
Not Southern Comfort. That's a whole different conversation about a different product.
And then we had a T-shirt company, which actually I spoke to them about, and I can't remember what they were called either. They did tell me. We're following them. We're going to link to them below.
Yes.
But it was really good session, and I'm really big on what we can learn always. And it's like that in Yellow Tux and the Digital Circus. The reason the Digital Circus is all about businesses from all walks of life is because that's when something exciting happens. I don't think a taxi firm, why am I using taxi firms? A taxi firm learning from a taxi firm, how do you stand out at being the best taxi firm? Whereas a taxi firm learning from the cushion company, that's when you learn something different and you can apply that. And I always think that's exciting. So for me, I liked that.
For me, the thing I took away the most as well was that this generation are an exciting generation because there were kids in that college. Yes, I said kids again, sorry.
Well, the youngsters, youngsters in the college.
Young people in that college who already have and are running businesses alongside their side hustle, which is college, right? And there are these young people who are just starting their college journey, so they're 16, nearly 17, who are learning about this. And actually, what we could teach them and what other experts coming in could teach them is not about how to run a business, that kind of like creativity and understanding what they want to do and how they want to take over the world. They've got that. No, they've got that sewn up. It's literally the black and white stuff of how do I do X, Y, Z. For example, today the Comfort Box company were looking at selling at the fair, but I said, okay, but what about those? Because it's a slightly higher ticket product as well. What about mail order? Do you do mail order? Or hadn't thought about that. What if someone wants to buy 20 boxes from you tomorrow? Do you have capacity? Or do you have a procedure there to be able to do bulk buys and things? Hadn't even thought about it. It's those conversations that they don't have yet, which they can refine. We can't teach them how to be online. They are pretty much smashing it already without us.
Yeah.
Do you not agree?
Well, yeah, but my head wasn't even in that as a kind of learning. So now I've got to think about that.
What can we learn from them?
Yeah, but not just about online, but always about everything. But one of my takeaways really was that, you know, some of these young people, contrary to the mainstream media narrative, some of these young people are actually okay.
They're going to take over the world.
Well, no, they literally will. There's no perhaps. Right.
I didn't use the word perhaps.
No, I used the word perhaps. Oh my God. Right. On that note.
Oh, guys, it's been really, really, we've loved being in part of this today. So thanks to Donna from Barton Peveril for allowing us to come along and have a bit of a play today. It's been nice to get out of the office, even though we didn't have our Monday morning meeting. We have to have a Tuesday morning meeting instead.
Well, we can't. You're out the office.
I'm out the office tomorrow.
We'll have a Wednesday morning meeting.
Two.
We can't have a Wednesday morning meeting. We've got foundations at the Digital Circus.
We'll have it next week. Nothing else is happening this week. No?
No, we've got loads. All right.
Right, we will see you on the socials.
Bye.